Hello and welcome to the Oak Magpie. I'm Maggie and I have a special custom doll and video for my niece. This is Tabitha the Cat Princess and she is my niece as a cat. She gave me a detailed description of Tabitha and all her accessories. This is her illustration, instructions, and inspiration. I have lots to show you, so let's get going. Since Tabitha is half cat, half human, she's going to be a hybrid doll. I will use this VIP Pets head and a G3 Monster High Twyla body. In usual fashion, she gets a head clipping. I saved all this beautiful hair for a future doll. Using a screwdriver, I can scrape out the insides and pull out the hair plugs with my hemostats. Face preparation begins with 100% acetone to remove all of the factory paint. And now we have a nice clean canvas. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be using the Monster High Generation 3 Twyla body. Head removal with the G3s isn't as easy as with their other generation, but eventually gives in and comes off. Here's Tabitha's new noggin. Almost forgot her tail. I drilled a hole in her back and repurposed Meowlity or Persephone's tail. In my reference art, Tabitha has a gradient of blue to purple on her head and shoulders. Pan pastels make easy work of this. The almost forgotten tail also has a matching gradient. I'm going to reroot her hair with the Doll Planet's hair in the color Vibrant. This stuff is so soft and almost glittery. With acrylic paint, I put a few layers of pink down just in case the scalp shows through. This scalp is rock hard. In order to reroot her, I had to leave a push pin in the hole, load up my hair on the reroot tool, remove the pin, and then plunge the hair into the hole. The Doll Planet hair had a great tutorial on YouTube for working with hard heads. This was definitely slow going, but so beautiful when I was finished. The last step is to fill the head with Fabrifix so that the hair plugs don't pull out. You may have noticed that this head is white and Tabitha's head is blue. I masked off her hair and her face and used many layers of pastels and sealant to change the color. Once I achieve the desired color, I can unwrap her only to rewrap her again, this time to protect her hair. First, I'm mapping out her pink eyeshadow, nose, and inside of her mouth. Second is the first layer of blue. In light gray, I give Tabitha a hint of her eye shape. I put the first layers of white in her eyes and then back to layering blue and pink to build the color. With a dark purple watercolor pencil, I start to plan out the iris. Dark purple for the outer rim of the iris, fading to a heliotrope towards the pupil. I don't know if it is, I just wanted to say heliotrope. Using dark purple again, I sketch in an eyelid and use white pastel to highlight it. With only black pupils, she looks a bit haunted. And the theme of these eyes, dark purple. This time I add striations in the iris. Same thing, but with a different color. drawing in her eyeliner, I give her upper and lower lashes. And some white highlighting lashes. I snuck in an iridescent purple heart into each of Tabitha's eyes. Pastels just under the lash line give the illusion of shadow and roundness. I give her catch lights with my Posca pens. Being one of my nieces and my favorite parts, I dedicate an entire section to 3D lashes. UV top coat glosses her eyes and the insides of her mouth. Our cat princess has a beehive hairstyle. I cut a new pink bath sponge into a cone shape and placed it just under the poof for maximum lift. A fellow princess taught me the secrets of beehive taming by tying a ribbon around key pieces of hair to create this iconic look. The instructions for this hair stated no heat tools, but I tested some and it took the heat and curled really well. I curled just the ends of Tabitha's hair per instruction. Oh, the Aurora dress. A dressmaker I am not, but I was able to fight my way through it and ended up with a pretty gown. I snagged this dress and picked every last seam out of it. Then I backed it all with masking tape, giving me a pattern of sorts. This is my mock-up dress. The actual fabric for this dress is satiny and I knew I'd make mistakes. And here's the dress. Fun fact, my niece has this identical dress made by her grandma. Grandma gave me the fabric and the pattern to use for Tabitha. This half-cat, half-human lady has cat paw hands and high heels with paws on the toes. This dude is donating his feet. A glimpse into the future. Hands first. I cut off Twyla's fingers and I'm going to glue them into a hole I carved into the paws. With epoxy sculpt, I make a smooth transition from hand to paw and then I put some hair texture on it using a craft knife. I was actually able to keep the wrist joint flexible. These are a pair of rainbow high shoes that I will glue into a hole I carved into the paw, much like the hands. Epoxy sculpt for the transitions. And I'm being sure to replace the toe beans. Texture for a seamless blend, and we have a paw heel. Heels and hands get a coat of primer and acrylic paint. Pink for the heels. And Twyla purple for the hands. With vegan leather, I cut and glued this purse together. Per request, it will be able to house a can of tuna. A little ribbon, hot glue, and jump rings make purse hooks and a strap. The bag is designed with a gold heart clasp. I made these with UV resin and painted them. Uncle set up the crown and the tuna can for me to print on my 3D printer. I used Vallejo's liquid gold and silver for a metallic sheen. I glued clear, pink, and dark pink gems in the hearts on the crown. With the addition of a few accessories I made off camera, Tabitha needs to be put back together for her final reveal. Inspiration and interpretation together. What do you think? Do you think my niece will like Tabitha the Cat Princess turned doll? My sister and niece's mom drew her own take on Tabitha. Niece's, mine, and sister mom's character art of the Cat Princess. Thanks for hanging out with me and helping me surprise this very special gal. See you next time.